you'll find the controller that's being wired. You'll see that it's on a bench and the individual is following the diagram, and he's wiring the PLC, and all the relay bases are being wired. This is actually the first stage of the controller being labeled. This is the controller after it's been wired. It is mounted in its cabinet, and you'll see the finished product of being wired. Everything's ready to go. We're going to leave this stage to go to the testing stage, where we're going to marriage the controller with the actual machine for the job. This is the controller being ready for testing. Here you'll see the controller is hooked up to the house power, and we also hooked up the machine that will go with this controller. This is so we're able to marriage the two together and set and do the auto tuning. Here we have the governor that has been connected to the machine so we can do a feedback off our encoder on our governor. Also, we have our machine encoder so we could set the inverter properly to the machine. Down here we have different types of fixtures, hall buttons, fire key switches, and hall lanterns and position indicators so we could set the proper programming in the controller for the job that it's going to. This is an entire can that has been assembled prior to shipment. It is assembled to guarantee that all the can walls and all the components match properly. This will contain the part for shipment. This shows you the entire can with the dome that has been installed and also the platform with the safety plank. It's pre-assembled prior to shipment to ensure all pre-drilled holes fit correctly. This is a swing return COP. The way the COP locks is with a key mechanism, which is a lot easier than in the past with screws or Allen keys from the return. As you open the COP, you will see it is all pre-wired. All buttons, all sensors, all alarms have been pre-wired. Your wiring from the top of the shaft, from the top of the car, will come through this hole. Some of that wiring will be connected to this terminal, and some of that wiring will be plugged into the opposite plug. All plugs are marked clearly for easy attachment. This is a terminal block that is used for some car top wiring and traveling cable wiring. Your traveling cable will be connected to this junction block. Here is your emergency battery for your emergency light and your emergency alarm. This is your test module for your emergency light. At the bottom part of the car operating panel, we have installed hanging clips, straps for your traveler and any other components that come up from the bottom of the car. Also, the COP has been set up with plastic mounts so you can put straps for wiring the car station. These plastic mounts are located throughout the COP. This here is a dome, a ceiling. On the underside is your finished ceiling. The top is your dome. Here you'll see an angle bracket that was installed with your Z bracket that will go on with your door operator. Also, these little angles that have been welded to the top of the dome are for the mounting of your car top duct. This, you'll notice, will be a piece of duct to go along the front, and then two pieces of duct that'll go to the back to pick up all your components on the car top. Also, there are already pre-wired your lights, and that'll go right into the bottom of your truck.
Get the duct.
In addition, here you have a steadying plate that is welded to the dome, which later will have two angles that will tie the dome into the stiles of the elevator to secure the top of the cab. Here are the cutouts for the fans. Fans will go over top of these holes. They're known as fans or blowers, and that's for the ventilation inside the cab. Here is your top exit, which is set with a mechanical locking device per code. Also, on the other side, there is a plate that has been bolted to the top exit, which a switch will be mounted underneath for your electrical for the top exit. This is the pre-formed duct that'll go on the top of the car. As you notice, you'll see the duct already has cutouts to accept the branch pieces that'll go to the other part of the car. This is a branch piece that'll be mounted onto the main piece, which goes across the front of the car. Also, you'll see another little piece which has been fabricated, and this will branch off the front of the truck or duct that'll feed the COP, the car station. These here are door panels for the hatch doors ready to be shipped. They are all shipped with the gibs already mounted. Also, the doors will come with a black angle which is mounted to the front of the door once the door is installed. Here you'll find the traveling cable, which is already cut to length with extra and already assembled the plugs on each end of traveling cable. The plugs will plug into the COP and the controller. There are some wires that require to be individually wired, but they are already made up with their terminal ends. Here you will see the hatch wire. This is for the push-button communication lines. The heavy gray cable is your push-button and your hall lantern riser. You will find multi cable that has already been pre-wired. At the ends, you will find markings that is done with the hard plastic to show you where these wires will go. As you can see, DLS will be your down limit switch for a door lock. Here, everything's individually boxed or crated. On every crate, you will find a packing list, description list, telling you what is in the box or crate. This is one that's closed, which will show you the packing list. Inside, you will find each piece of product individually bagged to match the packing list that's on the front of the box or crate.